Hey everyone, this is a video review for assignment 12.5, writing basic phrases. I'm going to start with showing you how I've come up with a voicing for this example, F major 1151. I started by putting the key signature down, which is B flat, 1 flat, okay? And the assignment gave me 4 Roman numerals, 1151, and it says, where a chord is repeated, change the spacing. So I'm going to change the spacing between the first two 1 chords. But first, let's start with the bass. Okay, so a 1 chord root position, which means here the F is in the bass, so I'm going to put that down. Okay, and then next I'm going to use a closed position for the upper 3 voices, and I think I'm going to start with an A in the soprano. Okay, and then if it's in closed position, the very next chord tone that can fit here would be the alto, so I'll put that in there. And then finally, the tenor would be a C. So I'm going to do that. So here it is, 1 chord, closed position. Next, it's still a 1 chord in root position, so the bass needs to stay as an F. And I think I'm going to change the spacing here with the soprano going up to a C. I'm going to keep the alto and F here, and then maybe I'll, instead of the C, I'll have the tenor go down to the A. So essentially the tenor and the soprano changed notes, okay? So switch the spacing a little bit. Still a 1 chord, notice that I doubled the root for both of these. The root here, both of these chords is F. Okay, next we have a 5 chord in root position, so that means the bass has to be a C, okay? And then I'm going to keep common tones here. So the common tone, let's start with the soprano. The C is a common tone between these 2 chords, so I'm going to keep that right there. Okay, and then for the other 2 notes, I'm going to move them to the closest chord tone that's available. Okay, so the F then goes to the E. Okay, and then the A in the tenor goes to a G. Okay, and then I'm checking doubling here. Doubling for this chord, I'm doubling the root for root position, which is completely good. It's very good to double the root. Okay. Also, I'm looking at the spacing. Spacing looks good. Everything looks fine. And then just double check the perfect intervals. Okay. We have a perfect interval between the C and the G in the bass and the tenor. And see how that's approached. It's approached in similar motion from the A to the G. Okay. In the tenor, and then also F to the C in the bass. But it's the upper voice is going by step, and also the upper voice, it's in a inner voice. It's not a soprano line, so this is completely okay. Also checking the perfect interval here between the bass and the soprano. That's an octave, but it's in oblique motion, meaning that the soprano is not moving at all. It's just staying put, so completely fine. Okay, and let's finish this up with going back to a 1 chord. So that means that the bass has to be an F. Okay, and then let's also keep common tones. So the soprano here will stay on a C. Okay, and remember to resolve any tendency tones. So here the E and the alto is a tendency tone. So let's resolve that back to the tonic. Okay, and then for the tenor, we'll move that to its closest chord tone, which in this case would be an A. Okay, so again, we're looking at doubling here, checking doubling. Doubling's fine. Root position, we're doubling the root, F and F. Okay, and we're keeping common tones. That'll help with voice leading. Also, let's double check spacing. Spacing looks good. Ranges look good. And also, finally, let's check our perfect intervals. So we have a perfect interval between the bass and the alto, the F. Okay, and you can see that it's still in similar motion, but again, the top voice is moving by step, and it's an inner voice, so that's okay. And then let's check with the perfect fifths. There's a perfect fifth between the alto and the soprano. It's in oblique motion because the soprano is staying put, absolutely fine. And then that would mean that the perfect fifth between the bass and the soprano is also good because that's also in oblique motion. Finally, let's put a contextual analysis on this. Okay, so the chord progression is 1-1-5-1. Okay, which means that we're starting with T, the tonic. In terms of TDT, okay, the 2 1 chords here really they act as an extension of the tonic. So I'm going to draw a line right there. Okay, the 5 obviously is a D for dominant. Okay, and then it'll end with another tonic. So that's the T. Okay, so this is what I would put down for the F major 1151 for assignment 12.5.